Earl Sweatshirt has finally come out with a new single, which we can assume is leading to an album rather than a collab with anyone else, titled 2010. And seeing as it's been a little while and I haven't done a proper breakdown for Earl yet, why don't we go bar for bar and break down these lyrics? If you're new to this channel, these breakdowns are where I go through and read out the lyrics to a newer song and give my interpretation of what the artist is trying to say. My interpretations are not always correct, so if I've missed something or misinterpreted anything, please let me know in the comments below. That way, everyone gets to learn a little bit of something. Especially with artists like Earl, where, I mean, you're not going to really pick up on what he's saying right away, or he's just somewhere else entirely, and I have no idea what he's referencing. So, let us begin. First off, with the song, it's short-ish, like it's a couple minutes long. Yeah, just about 2 minutes long. And it is a departure from the sound that we've been hearing him on more recently. So with some rap songs and Feet of Clay, it was kind of, I guess, more industrial or noisier sounding. The sound is similar to what we would hear from artists like Mike and some other people from Slums, just making generalizations. I haven't gone too into their music. Also, like Navy Blue. But this track is a bit of a departure from that in the sense that it's, I don't know, it's, I guess, more 2010. So, the song starts.
I'ma need a bigger bag for the cohort. Trying to make a millionaire out of slum dogs. Bet that head crack blunt force. Cozy with the East Africans up north.
So, he's gonna need a bigger bag for the cohort. Whoever may be involved in that. Don't know for sure. Just whoever he's hanging out with, I guess. And basically what I got from that is that maybe he just feels like they deserve more money. Like, because Earl's in that weird spot where he's really well known, but he's still, I mean, I don't want to say underground, because does the underground still really exist? Like, he's in that weird in between space. So, I mean, you have artists that are really dope rappers, but they're just not getting the attention that a lot of people feel like they deserve. He's trying to make a millionaire out of Slumdog, so that's one how that he wants to get them a bigger bag. But also the Slumdogs could be in reference to slums, like Mike and them.
Swear 7 make a 3 turn a 10 by law. Crescent Moon wink when I blinked, it was gone. Left the crib, smack no sheath on the sword. Made it by the skin on my teeth, thank God.
Where 7 make a 3 turn a 10 by law. I don't know what he's referencing there. The only thing I got is 7 plus 3 is 10, but I know there's more to it. Crescent Moon wink, when I blinked, it was gone. I mean, if you think about it, a crescent moon kind of looks like someone winking, like the eyelid. But when he blinked, it was gone, which could just be talking about the next line where he left the crib smacked. So probably just happened, it felt like an instant and it was gone. But I mean, time still passed normally. No sheath on the sword. I mean, I could really just see Earl walking around the streets with a sword. But maybe he's saying this like he's prepared, because the next line saying, made it by the skin of my teeth, thank God. So he was ready for anything, but whatever danger he was in, he made it. Again, there could very well be more to it. It's Earl. So
03, mama rockin' Liz Claiborne. Had her stressing up the wall playing Mary J songs. Rainy day came, couldn't rinse the stains off. Long way to go, we already came far.
So back in 03, his mom was wearing Liz Claiborne, and was stressing her out. I think, I don't know if this was around the time or before he got sent to boarding school, but he was stressing her out, having her play Mary J songs like Rainy Days.
Story stayed the same, it was never made up. Threw me loose change, look at what I made of it. When the mood changed, I'm a poker face. It's a new day, who got all the aces?
So following the last line, long way to go, we already came far. Story stayed the same, it was never made up. So Earl's been through a lot over the years. I mean, we've seen his career for the most part. Nothing was made up. He just kept everything the same. Like, he never had to lie. Like everything was just as he put it. They threw me loose change and look what I made of it. So he was basically given scraps and he's like, I bet. And he flipped it. And then he just kind of makes a poker reference with the I'm a poker face him.
Who be folding late, who know when to play dead, who sit up straight when the roof caved in, had a full play, you ain't wanna split it, told your teeth straight, you ain't wanna listen.
Who be folding late, who know when to play dead. I mean, in poker, you gotta know when to fold them. And then who sit up straight when the roof caved in, so straight is another poker hand, but also, like, who's just gonna be sitting up straight when the roof caved in? Like, you're not gonna be, sturdy, I guess. Like it's hard to. So when the roof starts caving in, are you gonna stand with Earl and like stand up straight, or are you gonna fold? And then he's talking. I don't know who he's talking about here, but he's saying like, yo, you had a full plate, but you didn't want to split it. Like, I'm trying to. Like, you could have helped me out, but you didn't want to share. And then the tables seem to have turned, and he's like, I'm gonna tell you to a straight, but you didn't want to listen.
Runneth over the brim, bust open, there's no closing the lid. Drum roll, here go my little entrance. Gung ho, I'm the one that go get it.
The cup had runneth over, it busted open. There's no way to close the lid now. And now here's Earl. And drum roll, he's the one who's gonna go get it.
5 O's on me like the Olympics. Pure gold, something told me don't mix it. Caught a feeling, mama had me out temple. Not religious, we was really out Philly.
So 5 O's on me like the Olympics, like the Olympic circles, but also 5 ounces or 5-0 like the police. So they're just like all these things are on him. Well, he doesn't have the Olympic rings, of course. I mean, he might, but anyways, pure gold, something told me don't mix it. Don't know what that's necessarily in reference to, but sometimes, something in the back of your head says, don't mix these things, whatever these things may be. Caught a feeling mama had me out temple, not religious, we was really out Philly. All I can really get from that was like, caught a feeling mama had me out temple. Like, they were in the temple, but not the temple. They were actually out in Philly. I know there's something else there.
Living on a fly, trying to wing it. We got us a fire to rekindle. Redirect the fight where it's meant for. Triumph over plight and immense loss.
Living on the fly, trying to wing it. Like, just living in the moment, see what happens, go with the flow. We got a fire to rekindle. So maybe he's talking about the person that he referenced earlier who didn't want to share his plate. But like, we're trying to build up again and redirect the fight for what it's actually meant for. We got to triumph over this plight and all this loss. So like, instead of fighting in between ourselves, let's focus our efforts on something bigger.
Right alone at night, I get clear thoughts. Caught a couple slices and I veered off. Saw another height, had my ears popping. Walked outside, it was still gorgeous. Sharp insides was revealed slowly. So
he rides alone at night to clear his thoughts. And that's something that I think a lot of people do. Caught a couple slights and I veered off. So slights are, I believe, shots. So like, let me veer off. And the slights aren't necessarily like gunshots. They could just be, shots and bars, like lyrics. So he kind of just went off to the side. He saw another height, had his ears popping. So when you fly and you're up in the air, the altitude changes, air pressure changes. So your ears start popping. So he saw it and he started going up. And he walked outside, everything was still nice and gorgeous. And sharp incisors reveal slowly. So I think there's a few ways to think of it really. The first thing that came to mind was like smiling. Like if someone's smiling really wide, I guess you can see their incisors, which are like their canine teeth, their pointy teeth. But also it could be thought of as like someone's, like when you think of dogs, like when dogs are baring their teeth, they're generally angry. So like, or hungry, like they need something. And I mean, dogs we always assume are hungry. So if they're baring their teeth, they want something or they're angry at something. So maybe he saw something with sharp incisors, or maybe he was just smiling. Because it was a slow reveal. Then this goes into the end chorus.
In the dark inside, we was real hungry. On the 7 of the 5, we was real hungry. Niggas still drumming. Foot shook ground when I stepped on it. Didn't look back when I broke soil. Cause every time I did, it would hurt more.
So it was dark inside, we was real hungry. He's talking about the past. On a 7 of the 5, we was real hungry. So, I mean, if you are over the limit, I guess, because what I think of 7 of 5 is like 7 over 5. So you only have 5 and you're already over that 5 limit. Like you can't, or you can only afford for 5, but you have 7, or you need 7. So then with the next lines, foot shook ground when I stepped on it, didn't look back when I broke soil, because every time I did, it would hurt more. It could be talking about how, like, when he's breaking ground, like going forward, like breaking ground is usually like a development sort of thing, like, oh, they broke ground here, or like they've made progress. So anytime he's made progress, he didn't want to look back, because anytime he did, it would hurt him more. Which could just be that whatever he is walking away from, like, may not be coming with him. So like if he's got people that he's outgrown, or people that were with him but then like did something so that they're not with him anymore, like he can't look back and like think about what happened. At least that's what I took of it. And then the chorus repeats once again, and that's the song. Overall, this song was really good. It was a departure again from what we've been hearing recently from him. So it was nice to hear him on this sort of beat again. I don't know if this is indicative of what we're gonna get on his next album, if we get a next album, or whenever that's gonna be. I mean, who knows? Earl's one of those guys that can just kind of say, hey, album's coming, and then it comes out in a week, and people will love it. So regardless, I'm excited for it. This does seem to be a track going back into his past and kind of in remembrance and like thinking about his progression. Obviously there could very well be more. Earl is one of those guys that has layers to what he says, so it's not something that you're going to pick up on the first couple listens. But like I said, if there's something I missed, or if you have a different interpretation, let me know in the comments below. Also, while you're there, why don't you like and subscribe if you want to see more breakdowns and content like this. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.